Hello, intrepid language explorers, and welcome to English Odyssey. Today, we're embarking on a journey not just across cultures, but through time itself. We're looking ahead to the year 2050. Imagine a world reshaped by technology, shifting demographics, and evolving global powers. In this future, a crucial question emerges: will English still reign supreme as the undisputed global language, or will its dominance be challenged by new linguistic landscapes? Join us on this fascinating exploration as we peer into the crystal ball of language. Part 1. English. Today, the unquestioned lingua franca. To understand where English might be in 2050, we first need to understand its current position. Today, English is undeniably the world's most dominant lingua franca. It's the language of international business, diplomacy, science, technology, aviation, and popular culture. An estimated 1.5 billion people speak English globally, with only about 375 million of those being native speakers. That's a staggering 3/4 of English speakers who learned it as a second or foreign language. This widespread adoption didn't happen by chance. It's a legacy of historical factors, including the British Empire's colonial reach and, more recently, the economic and cultural influence of the United States in the 20th and early 21st centuries. From Silicon Valley's innovations to Hollywood blockbusters, from academic journals to global tourism, English has become the default medium for cross-cultural communication. Its vast vocabulary, adaptable grammar, and the sheer volume of accessible learning resources further cemented its status. But will this seemingly unshakable foundation hold firm for another 25 years? Part 2. The Rising Tides: Challenges to English Dominance. While English's position seems secure, the global landscape is far from static. Several powerful forces are at play that could challenge its future dominance. Firstly, demographic shifts and economic powerhouses. Nations like China, India, and various African and Latin American countries are experiencing rapid economic growth and population booms. As their economies mature and their global influence expands, so too might the prominence of their native languages. Mandarin Chinese, for instance, is spoken by over 1 billion people. While it's primarily concentrated within China, its economic weight is undeniable. Similarly, Spanish is a major global language, particularly in the Americas, and Hindi is growing significantly. As these regions become more central to the global economy, will there be less incentive for their populations to universally adopt English? Secondly, the rise of artificial intelligence and advanced translation technologies. Imagine a world where real-time, perfectly natural translation is ubiquitous. If you can speak in your native language and have it instantly translated for someone else, does the need for a common lingua franca diminish? AI tools are already making incredible strides in this area, bridging language barriers in ways that were once unimaginable. This could fundamentally alter how international communication occurs, potentially reducing the imperative for everyone to learn English. Thirdly, nationalism and cultural pride. In some regions, there's a growing desire to promote and preserve native languages, sometimes in direct contrast to the perceived cultural imposition of English. Governments might invest more in language education for their national tongues, or encourage their use in international forums. These are significant currents, but are they strong enough to capsize the English ship by 2050? Part 3. The Enduring Strengths of English. Despite these challenges, English possesses inherent strengths and established networks that make its displacement incredibly difficult. One of the most powerful factors is network effect. The more people who speak a language, the more valuable that language becomes for communication. English has an unparalleled network of speakers across virtually every sector. To switch to another lingua franca would require a monumental, coordinated effort that seems highly improbable within just 25 years. The sheer inertia of its current status is a powerful force. Then there's the digital realm. The Internet, at its core, is still largely an English-dominated space. From programming languages to scientific databases, from online gaming communities to social media trends, English provides immediate access to a vast global information highway. While other languages are gaining ground, English remains the default for broad international reach. Consider science and academia. English is the undisputed language of scientific publication and research. If you want your scientific breakthroughs to be recognized globally, they are almost certainly published in English. This creates a continuous cycle. Researchers learn English to publish, and more research is published in English. Changing this would require decades of systemic shifts in global academic institutions. And let's not forget culture and entertainment. Hollywood, global music industries, and international streaming platforms continue to produce a massive volume of English-language content that resonates worldwide. While K-pop and Bollywood have immense followings, English remains a key component of global cultural exchange. Finally, flexibility and adaptability. English has a remarkable capacity to absorb vocabulary from other languages and evolve. It's a dynamic language, constantly updated by global usage, making it a very practical tool for new concepts and technologies. These factors suggest that even with new pressures, English holds a very strong hand. Part 4. A new coexistence. English as a global standard, not sole ruler. So, what's the most likely scenario for English in 2050? It's probably not complete dethronement, nor absolute unchallenged domination. A more probable future is one of coexistence and specialization. English may well continue to be the global standard for specific domains. For example, international air traffic control, maritime communication, and the core language of scientific collaboration might remain English. In these high stakes, universal communication is paramount, and English has already established itself. However, we might see a rise in linguistic regionalism. In a future where China is the largest economy, Mandarin might become the primary business language within East Asia. In South America, Spanish or Portuguese might solidify their regional dominance. Businesses will likely increasingly demand multilingual employees, with English as one of several essential languages, rather than the only one. The role of AI translation is still the wild card. If translation becomes truly seamless and imperceptible, then the need for individuals to learn a lingua franca might shift from a necessity to a choice based on cultural interest or specific career paths. However, the nuance of human interaction, humor, and cultural context is incredibly difficult for AI to fully replicate. Learning a language also changes how we think, not just how we communicate. So while AI will be a powerful tool, it might not entirely replace the human desire to learn and connect directly through a shared language. English could evolve into a global common denominator, a fallback language when no other common tongue is present, rather than the only language used in every international interaction. Part 5. Implications for English learners and the future of learning. So, what does all this mean for you, an English learner today? Is your effort still worthwhile? Absolutely, more than ever. Even if English shares the stage more equally with other languages in 2050, its value remains immense. Knowing English will still provide access to an enormous wealth of information, entertainment, and professional opportunities. It will continue to be a gateway to global communities and diverse perspectives. Think of it as a superpower that grants you access to billions of people and countless resources. The future of language learning itself will also be fascinating. We might see hyper-personalized learning, AI tutors adapting to your unique learning style, immersive VR/AR environments, practicing English conversations in virtual realistic scenarios, emphasis on cultural fluency, understanding not just the words but the context and nuances, multilingualism as the norm. Learning 2 or 3 languages might become a standard expectation in many fields. Your journey with English is not just about learning a language, it's about developing cognitive flexibility, cultural understanding, and a global mindset, skills that will be incredibly valuable regardless of which languages dominate in 2050. English will likely remain the first among equals in the global linguistic landscape. As we gaze into 2050, the future of English isn't about an end but an evolution. Its global status might shift from absolute sole dominance to a more integrated, specialized, and perhaps even more collaborative role alongside other major languages. But its enduring power as a bridge between cultures, a conduit for knowledge, and a tool for connection seems undeniably strong. The world of 2050 will be multilingual, multifaceted, and fascinating, and your ability to navigate it, especially with English, will be a tremendous asset. Thank you for joining us on this thought-provoking journey. We hope this English Odyssey has given you some new perspectives on the incredible future of our global language. What do you think? Will English still be the global language in 2050, and why? Share your predictions and thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with fellow language enthusiasts. And of course, subscribe to English Odyssey for more inspiring lessons, motivational insights, and fun explorations into the world of English. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep speaking.